Beth Douglas, who is a trans activist from Scotland and is joining us live on LBC News. Thank you very much for your time tonight.
Thanks for having me, John.
What's your reaction to this whole situation that we have now and the fact that the Scottish Government have decided that they are going to take this to court? They are going to fight this?
Ultimately, I think this is a good day for equality. It's a good day for trans rights, but it's also a good day for Scottish democracy itself. I think if we have a system in which English politicians can veto clearly devolved laws in Scotland, then that's an incredibly slippery slope. And if the Tories simply get away with this won't be the last time we see this. I anticipate that we'll see more issues of orders of Section 35s to come. So this is incredibly important that the Scottish Government challenges this, because this is it's bigger than just trans people or trans rights now. It's about protecting Scottish democracy itself.
Can you see why the UK Government might have some concerns here, though?
No. Well, actually, yes and no. So I think this flies in international evidence. They issued a statement of reasons initially when they put out their challenge to block this legislation. But that doesn't fly with international evidence. And really it is, I think it's more to do with the moral panic that we are seeing, that the Tories are trying to generate a culture war, that they're trying to send us back to the 80s, that they're attacking queer people, they are attacking striking workers, and they're also trying to attack refugees. And this is all to distract from their own failures in government. So we can ponder why the Tories are doing this, but I think the answer is very clear. It's for them to distract their own failures in government and to try and stop people being angry about the cost of living crisis and many other things, and for them to say you should be angry at your neighbours instead, that you should be angry at trans people.
Why do you think we have ended up in this situation that we have now, like you say, where we do seem to have this culture war going on? I know with the passing of Paul O'Grady recently, some people are pointing out that he used to be the face, in his Lily Savage persona, he used to be the face of Pretty Polly Tights back in the 90s, and nobody seemed to have an issue with that back then. But absolutely. But we seem to have got to a situation where suddenly all of that kind of thing is controversial.
We've went backwards, haven't we? I think it's really sad that we've sort of seen that drag used to be a mainstay, and we've really seen this sort of ideology imported from America itself, that this right-wing religious ideology in which is trying to get people to be scared, essentially, when really that drag is fine, trans people are fine, we just want to live our own lives. And really, this legislation itself, it doesn't impact this legislation doesn't offer any new rights. It's simply about the process, about how someone goes about getting a GRC. And as a result, we have seen the Tories, really trying to distract from their own failures in government. And I think that's the real reason why they're trying to block this legislation.
I mean, some people have questioned what the Scottish Government has been doing here, what the Scottish Parliament has passed here, in terms of safe spaces for one gender, particularly for women, and the concern that that could be abused. Do you have some sympathy with that point of view?
No, because I think already trans people have been in single-sex spaces for as long as I've been around anyway, and we haven't exactly seen all of this worry that's came through. Remember, this legislation came forward in 2004. It's been around for a long time, and trans people have been able to change their legal sex for some time, and it has only been recently that we've seen this moral panic generate. So I really struggle to sort of understand the reasons being given, especially when they contradict international evidence. Many other countries, our closest neighbour being Ireland, have introduced similar legislation, and there have been no signs at all in which that this damages women in any sense.
Beth Douglas, trans activist, thank you very much for joining us here on LBC News.